downtown streets to the Carroll Creek view. There's something special here, you feel it too. Your host Danny, here to guide the way with a big smile. She brightens up your day, girls of your day. Good morning Frederick, rise and shine. City's so lively, gotta make it mine. From downtown streets to the Carroll Creek view. There's something special here, you feel it too. Good morning Frederick, rise and shine. A city so lively, gotta make it mine. From downtown streets to the Carroll Creek view. There's something special here, you feel it too. Your host Danny, here to guide the way with a big smile. She brightens up your day, girls of your day. Good morning Frederick, rise and shine. City's so lively, gotta make it mine. From downtown streets to the Carroll Creek view. There's something special here, you feel it too. Good morning Frederick, rise and shine. A city so lively, gotta make it mine. From downtown streets to the Carroll Creek view. There's something special here, you feel it too. Your host Andy, here to guide the way with a big smile. She brightens up your day, girls of your day. Good morning Frederick, rise and shine. A city so.
Hi, I'm Sue Shepard from Style Me Sue Consignments, and you're watching Good Morning Frederick.
Oh, yes, you're watching Good Morning Frederick. Good morning, Frederick. Today is Tuesday, September 17th. I'm your host, Danny Gurry. Boy, have you been to the fair? I think everybody was at the fair this weekend, I only went Friday, and last night. We went to check on Mama Cone's pound cake, got a third place, not so shabby. She's upset. She thinks that if it was chocolate, the chocolate chips and chocolate icing, she would have done higher, but I don't like chocolate, so she made the white chocolate version. So next year, there is always next year for that. Kind of fun to enter stuff in the fair. Have to give props to my daughter, Brody, who spotted it. Not easy to find your item, I didn't think anyway, amongst the hundreds of other entries. But what a great way to get your fair passes and add a little bit to the fair. Last night when we went, obviously we checked on Mama Cone's cake. We walked around some of the buildings. I haven't done that in actually a long time, really gone in through all the buildings. We looked at the chickens and the bunnies. Oh my gosh. I mean, there was a rabbit that looked like a cat. I'm telling you, it's crazy. These kids are awesome that raise these animals and enter them into the fair. Of course, I had to spend a little bit of time watching the little ducklings walk up the little slide and then slide down into the water. And now I know why my father spends hours watching them. Adorable. It was so fun. We also checked out, we were there on Friday night. There was only, I don't think any of the birthing animals had actually birthed yet, because obviously the fair just opened. I think they had one baby who had been born like the week before. Adorable. Of course, I want to take them all home. We had piglets that we saw there on Friday night, but when we went last night, we missed the calf being born by like 2 hours. It had been born at like 4:50. We weren't there until about 6:30, but we didn't get over to the birthing till about 7:30. That is unbelievable. Those poor cows. And some of those cows, one of them is overdue by like 10, 11 days. She looks so miserable. Oh my gosh. The goats look so miserable. They are so big and ready to give birth any day. So if you've not been over to the birthing tent, it is fascinating and amazing and just so, so cool. Great Frederick Fair does a lot with education. The wool tent, which is right next to the birthing tent, talks all about, they've always got somebody in there who's knitting or getting the wool all together for yarn. It's really, really cool. So I hope you get to spend some time at the Frederick Fair, not just the rides and the food, because, well, that's awesome, because we did that too. I have to also say, I'm getting ready to interview, I think they're called Fresh Squeezed, Please. I think they're the lemonade maker. And I'm going to interview them next week. They're already on my calendar, but I thought, I'll stop by and see them at the fair so I can get some footage. So while I'm talking to them, I actually have something to show. So Mama Cone, my daughter Brody, and I went over there. They are actually underneath the grandstand on the left side. So it's building 7, left of the entrance to the grandstand. They've actually refurbed that building, that area underneath the grandstands. Very nice now. Air conditioned, looks really cool. Actually, if you're looking for a place to have an event, even like a small reception or a little party, really, really nice in there. Anyway, happened upon them, said, hey, I'd love to get some footage before we meet next week about this. I am telling you, those lemonades are some of the best I've ever had. They weren't too sweet. They had such good flavor. I think it was called the cactus pear. I kept calling it the prickly pear, but cactus pear lemonade. My daughter, and then I got the fruit, the pineapple on top in a separate cup. Wait till you see this. 32 ounces. Delicious. Brody got, I think the Barbie was what that one was called, which was like blueberry something. And then Mama Cone got like the orange dreamsicle lemonade. They were so refreshing, not too sweet. And I mean, really, these guys, I can't wait to talk to them and find out how they've done what they've done. Then we went to J&B Seafood for dinner. And again, I typically don't go back for actual dinner a second time at the fair. I always go back to snack. I got to get my little sweets, little hand food. But we actually got dinner, sat down. I have to tell you, the people that work at J&B's, the cashiers and the people cooking and all of them, they have got this stuff down pat. I don't know. I think they could give Chick-fil-A a run for their money. They were friendly. They were moving. The line, though long, 3 of them, moved very quickly. Only complaint is that they need more room. My big booty trying to slide between the tables that are very close together because they're trying to pack as many people as possible, give you a big place to sit and eat, which is great, actually. And I'm really just kidding, but they do pack them in. Little tight. I almost dropped my whole tray. Mama Cone had to catch it. Things were flying. I didn't lose anything, thankfully, but it was very close. But great job to the workers at J&B Seafood. They have, a system down pat, working really well. So I want to thank them. And it was fun. Got to get to the fair if you haven't already. All right, a show rundown for you today. Got your giveaways for you. Chris Michaels will be here from WFMDs Morning News Express with your local news, weather, and sports. I'm going to tell you what's happening in Frederick other than the fair, because there are other things happening this week and this weekend, plus some dates for you to keep in mind for the near future. And then I'm going to check out Frankie Barwell, who's a local business consultant. And I have a chat with him about how he wants to help local businesses grow. I take a look back with Salyer McLaughlin to talk about Boomtown, the movie about Frederick. I love it. And I chat with Patty Hurwitz, who's celebrating 25 years cancer-free with the Pink Ribbon 5K and the Pink Ribbon Gala, which are coming up. And we talk about how she's turned what can be obviously a very scary time into something phenomenal for our community right here in Frederick. And we love Patty, and we love the Hurwitz family. They've been a part of Frederick for 100 years, basically. So we thank them so much. All right, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are getting there, people. We are getting to 1,000. I wanted to hit 1,000 by the end of this month. So we've got 13 days left to get about 89, maybe 89, 86 subscribers. I want to thank Shannon Flannery from Everything Frederick and More, and Tara Flannery, who monitors and does all the adminning with her mom, Marianne, their mom, Marianne, and Angie King, who are the main admins of Everything Frederick and More. They shared a post giving people free tickets to the fair. Their Jack Pass, I think there's free tickets to the Demolition Derby if they subscribed to Good Morning Frederick. And it was funny, on Saturday at In the Streets, I was like, my subscriptions jumped up by like 20 people in the last few hours. And I hadn't even seen the post. And that's when I realized what they did. So I thank them so much for the support, continued support of this show. Couldn't do it without them, really. They give me a place to interview and a platform to be on, which I love. I want to welcome all the new subscribers, especially since In the Streets as well, and all of you new subscribers to win the tickets. Hopefully you continue to tune in. And if you want to know what this show is all about, well, it's all about Frederick, the people, the community, the happenings. Hopefully it reminds you what a great place we live in, because I do think Frederick is a great town and has so much to offer. You just have to take advantage of it. If you don't take advantage and you complain, well, that's a little on you, isn't it? All right. Well, this is the first step, because I'm going to give you as much as you need to know about our great town. All right. And don't forget about the podcast. We are on platforms like Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeart as well. Please check that out. And part of my kind of mission is to utilize this show to give back as much as I possibly can to local nonprofits. So right now, if you buy any Good Morning Frederick merch, I am donating the proceeds to Christmas Cash for Kids. And that is now through December. And I cannot wait. I've just placed the order for some winter merch, long sleeve tees, some fleece are coming in. And what else? Some ornaments are coming in as well. And I got to look at maybe a beanie, a hat of some sort. So I'm going to talk to Hannah at Specialties about that. But also went to Boscov's yesterday. They do have some stuff on sale and on clearance. I picked up 5 twin-sized quilts, were half off. So I paid $12.50. So not bad at all. They do have some sheets on sale as well. I didn't get those yet. I used whatever had been donated plus a little extra so far to grab those quilts. So I'm also going to scour all through the interwebs, to see if I can find any stuff on clearance. I'm going to check out Penny's, because I usually have a coupon at Penny's. So if you have like Kohl's Cash or anything like that you want to donate or give to me or pass along, I'll take it. And I'll go shop and find the best deals. All right. We'd love to hook up Sleep in Heavenly Peace with as much as we can, so that they can spend the money that they have on the beds themselves, to get all of our kids here in Frederick County off the floors and in their own bed. And if you pick up anything, you can drop it off to the home of Everything Frederick, 401 North Market Street, right in downtown. Shop is open Thursdays to Sundays. And otherwise, please, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. You can do all of that. Zelle. I think you should be able to QR code screenshot off of that and send it through. If not, just message me. I'm happy to send you the details. But happy $5, $10. Actually, if you can do a couple, 2 or 3 people do $10, I can get some sheets or another quilt for sure. All right, let's get this Tuesday rolling. It's kind of a great day out there, but it's sunny right here, I promise you. I want to thank our show sponsor. We help you move, no matter whether you're moving across the street or somewhere around the country. Nicholas and his team of moving experts can make that process easier. They can pack you up. They can pack the truck. They can drop you off. They can do whatever you want them to do, but they will be there for you. We Help You Move is veteran-owned and a great supporter of this community of Frederick. WeHelpYouMove.com is where you can find them online. All right, let's check in with Chris Michaels from WFMDs Morning News Express. Well, good morning.
Good morning. So, Danny, you're going to have to bear with me today. I had to run down here. I don't have my headphones, as you can see. So, in order for me to hear you, my mic has to be off. So, there might be a little bit of talking over more than usual. So, I apologize in advance.
Always excellent. It's good. It's good. All right. Well, I'm just going to let you get right into the news because I don't want to have too much craziness going on for you today.
All right. Well, let's do it. Let's get into the not horrible news for today. And a Frederick man who was charged with the stabbing death of another man last year at I found out it's not hookah, like I said yesterday, it's hookah. Hookah Lounge was found guilty of one offense, but acquitted of the other three, according to official records. Daryl Lynn Prue, 33, was convicted of possession of a firearm by a prohibited person, but found not guilty of first-degree murder, conspiracy to commit first-degree murder, and a use of a firearm in a violent crime. And in other news, a Frederick man was sentenced on Monday for a fatal shooting last year. Jeffrey Whitney Byron Jr., 32, was given life in prison with all but 40 years suspended. He will also be placed on the 5-year supervised probation. Brian pleaded guilty in July of this year to first-degree murder for the shooting death of Taquan Cornell Palmer, 28. And taking a quick look at weather, well, fair time is today. Could get some rain today. Looks like a high of 79, overcast, slight chance for a rain shower. Tonight, cloudy, low of 65 with occasional showers overnight. And taking a peek in tomorrow, not much better news, unfortunately, for the fair. Rain early, high of only 75, then remaining cloudy with showers in the afternoon. And then tomorrow night, 62, cloudy with occasional showers. And that is your news and weather. Don't forget, me and Bob Miller today will be hanging out at the Great Frederick Fair over in the Building 9. We had a lot of our listeners who came out to see us yesterday. Come on out. We love seeing you all.
Yeah, I came out yesterday. You guys were already gone because it was the evening, of course. But I'll see you today. I'm going to stop by before heading over to the luncheon. So,
well, I'm hoping to see you tomorrow because we're going to be hanging out and we're going to be partying with the man of the day, Bob Miller. So,
yeah,
hoping to see you tomorrow with us.
I will definitely be there tomorrow as well to celebrate. Can't let that go.
Yeah, you're not kidding. It's going to be a fun day. We'll be broadcasting live and a great 30-year career for the WFMD legend, Bob Miller. I joke around. We joke around a lot and have fun, but I really truly am blessed to work with my friend.
Yeah. All right. We will see you over at the fairgrounds. Have a wonderful day, and we will see you later. Oh, my goodness. Technical. We love tech. We love tech. We love tech. It's great when it works, isn't it? It's great when it works. All right. Let's go to your giveaways. All right. We got that $5 gift card to the Station Market and Cafe. You can try it out. It means you get a free coffee, maybe a free sweet treat there. And you can just text Station. Of course, we got those Maryland Lottery scratch-offs for you as well each week. Text MDL for Maryland Lottery, and you can head to mdlottery.com for all the available games, and please always play responsibly. And we've got that Tree Trekkers 3-hour adventure ticket. If you text the word tree, that is good through June of 2025. So if for some reason you can't get there before they close up for the season, which I believe is maybe end of October, early November, you can still head out. I think they open back up in like March, so you got plenty of time. You can enter 24 hours a day. You can text anytime. 888-465-2944 is the number. You can do that. We'd love to hear from you. You can also send, of course, all your events and all that good stuff there as well. All right, we're going to take a quick break. Then we're going to be back with all your events, everything that's happening in Frederick. We're going to have Frankie Barwell, the local business consultant, to talk about how he's helping businesses succeed. And we're going to take a look back at Boomtown with Salyer McLaughlin. And of course, Patty Hurwitz, who's celebrating 25 years cancer-free with the Pink Ribbon 5K and Gala coming up very soon. All of that comes up right after this.
Real estate goddess, yeah. She's the one to get you there. Homes and dreams are perfect, yeah. Shattered family beyond compare.
All right, let's talk about what's happening in Frederick. Happening in Frederick is sponsored by the Taco Bar. It is Taco Tuesday. 20% off 3 tacos all day long. Taco Bar is in West Point Plaza, right on Route 40, kind of between 40 and alternate 40, that little split. You can get a steak, chicken, al pastor, carnita, or fish taco today. Actually, you can get 3 of them, 20% off all day. There's also vegan taco options. And if you're feeling adventurous, they have beef tongue and small intestine tacos. Go to tacobar1.com. Mama Cone and I are going to Taco Bar tomorrow. We're going to be looking and sampling some of the food, and I am going to be doing the beef tongue and small intestine. I'm going to try it out. I'll let you know what that is like. Tacobar1.com. All right, if you want to know what's happening in Frederick, you got to go to the best calendar anywhere. And whenever you see somebody online going, hey, does anybody know what's happening in Frederick? Please send them a link right here to this page. You can just send it, promocircus.com/everything. Frederick events. You can do that, or let me know. I always post the link to, there is a bit.ly, a short link that you can utilize. That's a little bit easier. So I can send you that as well. But when you're here, clicking on that agenda tab will help you to see everything hour by hour. It makes it very easy to plan out a visit if you have somebody coming into town. Of course, the fair is open today. I'm thinking that it's been so packed this weekend from Friday because everybody saw the upcoming weather forecast and wanted to get in before it got not so great weather. However, tonight is CARLOAD night, so you're going to want to head out there. Hopefully it doesn't continually rain, but just $60 gets however many people are legally belted into your car admission, plus all you can ride wristbands. So if you can stand a few sprinkles or showers, hopefully that's all it is. You might want to get out there. Also, that starts at 2:00 today. So maybe if it's not going to be raining right away, you might want to grab the kids as soon as they get out of school if you can, or again, just kind of watch the hour by hour forecast. that is happening today. Plus, you can always duck into some of the buildings if it sprinkles for just a little bit and check that out like we did last night. Also, the tons of programming that we have at our local libraries are all on this calendar. Tonight is the Demolition Derby at the fair. So that is a great, if you haven't been to that, a lot of fun. My goodness, it is. And we were at the tractor pull was last night. Stuff is so loud. Woo. Yes. Also, our Frederick Scottish country dancers. I ran into Helen Roth recently, who reminded me that they are doing that. Clover Hill Civic Association. I think it's just $6 when you show up. It's really fun. You don't have to know how to do anything. Kids, adults, anyone can join. And it's just a great way to get out and meet some new people and have some fun. It's Wednesday, tomorrow, you've got that Frederick County Animal Control Microchip Clinic. However, you may want to wait till October because they have a grant from Subaru. Remember, we heard that from Bethany yesterday that makes it completely free. But $20 isn't a bad deal that and you don't need an appointment or anything like that. The Maryland double deckers, well, probably not going to be a good day to do this tomorrow if it's raining, but keep in mind, you can go to that link, marylanddoubledeckers.com, and find out all the different programming that they have. Excited for my friend Kristen Wojin, who is just named the CEO of Maryland Double Deckers, and I know she's going to do a lot of great things, and there's going to be some more fun stuff coming up soon with Maryland Double Deckers. The Flying Cows have their skills camps or skills evenings on Wednesdays at Crestwood Middle. You can do the 5 to 6 o'clock session, or they also have a 6 to 7 o'clock session you can see here. You can register, and I believe there is, you can pay based on how many sessions you want to do. But that's a fun evening for the kids. What do they say? 40 per session. So you can sign up for as many or as few. You can do multiple. And I think if you do that, you save some money. But they get to spend some time with the Flying Cows, which is cool. Let's see what else is happening. So tomorrow is the Trucks and Vans and Figure 8 Demolition Derby. So tonight is cars. Tomorrow is Trucks and Vans. You can check that out. Thursday. Oh, it's midterm. Wow. So the kids get out 2 hours early. Is that still happening? I haven't heard much about that. Now that I don't have kids at FCPS. But 2 hour early dismissal is what I have on the calendar here for Thursday. And then I do have that they're out 3.5 hours early on Friday for FCPS's Fair Day. So you can head there as well if you want to go. Hopefully the weather is nicer for that. Saturday is the Frederick County Parents of Multiples Kids Consignment Sale. I didn't change that. I updated a bunch of other things. Forgot to update this. VIP entry is not 8 to 2. That's just the Friday evening for half hour. So I'll update that. You can go 8 to 2 on Saturday at the Walkersville Firemen's Carnival Grounds building, 79 West Frederick Street in Walkersville. If you have kids and you want to pick up some quality clothing and toys and things like that, you can do that at their consignment sale. Let's see what's happening as well. Well, of course, we've got the Home of Everything Frederick is open. You can stop by and see us there. We've got the WVU football game that is happening at noon at the Orioles Nest 331, which is at 1037 West Patrick Street. It's down around the back of the shopping center where Burlington Coat Factory is located. If you're a Mountaineers football fan, you're going to want to head there. All right, the Love for Laughlin Hockey Championship Gala is Saturday evening, 6 to 9 p.m. Your tickets include all your drinks and all your food. This is a great organization that helps to raise awareness about sepsis. Laughlin, I believe, was 5 years old when he passed from sepsis because it just wasn't caught early enough when they were at urgent care and even at the emergency room. Love for Laughlin is working to educate providers like urgent cares and local doctors, especially like your primary cares, on what to spot when somebody comes in with certain symptoms. Very difficult because sepsis presents a number of ways, but they are working very hard to make sure no one passes from sepsis. And yeah, you can. That's going to be a really fun event. I'm sorry that I can't be there. It's Parents Weekend at University of Maryland, but that's going to be great if you love hockey. It is a casual fundraising event. They're going to have a Stanley Cup given to the person who donates the most during the evening. You're going to be able to have a shootout against some of the Hood College women's hockey team members. And it's going to be really, really fun. Again, sorry I'm missing that one because I really, really wanted to be here. On Sunday, you've got the Flying Cows has another skills camp at 10 and 11 a.m., also at Crestwood Middle. So if you can't do the Wednesday, maybe the Sunday is better for you. And of course, Sunday is game day at Benstown as well. We had a great time there last weekend or 2 weekends ago. You can head there. Oh, and our Cozy Castle, Karen Hillman. I think she told me this was sold out. Dang it. I think that is sold out. The dinner en blanc. So we're going to have to watch for another opportunity for you to get to the Cozy Castle. Is a really, really cute place that you're going to want to check out. All right. Let's see. And dates that I want you to hold on your calendar. The 28th of September, Festival of Flight at the Frederick Airport. October 5th is the 5K Fun Run. And November 2nd is Second Chances Garage Road Rally Scavenger Hunt. It is a visual scavenger hunt. The kids will have a great time in the car looking for these items, and it raises money for a great organization. All right. So that is what we have so far, with new events added daily. So you're going to want to check out that calendar. And if you have an event you want me to talk about, please email me. Let me know. everythingfredericklive@gmail.com. All right. Our market is made by some of the great businesses we have in our community. Let's find out this one. Market Makers is sponsored by Antietam World Travel Service. Why trust Antietam World Travel Service to coordinate your vacation? Well, it's simple. They are a full-service travel agency. They do this job and only this job. It's not a side hustle. It's not a little hobby. They will save you countless hours of online research. They have all the relationships with the suppliers. It's going to give you the best value and maybe even some perks that you can't get on your own. And they'll monitor your bookings for any unexpected schedule changes like flight cancellations or something going on in the area, maybe a weather event, okay? This is what you get when you get a 24-hour full-service travel agent. With Antietam World Travel Service, you get convenience, experience, and connections. Go to AntietamTravel.com now. Get started on your dream vacation, even if it's a couple years in the making. It's all good. They don't mind. All right, Frankie Barwell has a hobby of singing, which kind of led him to ending up in the U.S., which we'll find out about. But he really wants to help local businesses succeed. Here is Frankie Barwell from Level Up Consulting. Chatting with Frankie Barwell. So I first came into contact with Frankie when he sang the national anthem at the Flying Cows game. Then I saw you at Rotary. And now I have the opportunity to chat with you more in depth. Welcome, Frankie, to Good Morning Frederick.
Thank you, Danny. Thank you. Nice to be here.
Well, look, I think it's amazing. You've had a past that reminds me of me, kind of done a little bit of everything. But I love the fact that you met your wife while you were working. Why don't we tell everybody a little bit about what you were doing at the time to bring you here?
Okay, yeah. Well, I was working, but it's a kind of a little hobby of mine that I I work as a professional singer, but that's not my main job, obviously. But I happen to have a gig as a guest entertainer on a transatlantic cruise ship. I've actually sung on ships all around the world, to be honest, but on this particular cruise, one of the passengers turned out to be my future wife. So yeah.
I love that only because I met my husband while I was a tour guide here in the US. So it does happen.
Wow.
And yeah, well, look, we understand that it is a hobby of yours. You are a very talented singer, though, but
Yeah.
also,
Thank you.
what do you do for your day job that pays the bills now?
All right. Yeah. Well, my day job, I work as a business coach for small businesses. So any business that's struggling or wants to grow their brand or make more of their excuse me, make more profit from what they're doing. That's what I do. And a lot of business owners, especially on small businesses or medium-sized businesses, they start these businesses with a goal to make a lot of money, either um, through the business or through their investments, or they want to have more free time and more freedom, freedom from money worries or freedom from having a boss, etc. And then when they start their business, they find out it's not all you know lollipops and roses, as they say. So
Yes, yes,
yeah, costs.
absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah,
there's a lot that goes with running a business, and a lot of people do start out because they either enjoy what they're producing or making, and they don't think about everything else that is required to be successful. So, how does what are a couple of tips that you can offer some of our small businesses on ways to kind of focus on the next steps or being successful? There are a couple things that you might be able to give as free tips.
yeah, absolutely. I actually do run some free workshops where I go into a lot of strategies that small businesses can use. But generally speaking, I start with the owner of the business to find out what their goals are and where they want to be and where they want to get to, and then we'll go through working out where they are at the moment with their business and their personal life and etc. Because they all link up. If you want to make a lot of money and be successful in business, and you need to be here, there, and everywhere during the week, but you also want to play golf 3 times a week, that doesn't work. And if you've got problems at home as well, where you're not being supported, that can have a problem. Or that can be a problem, should I say?
Yeah.
So we find out where you want to go to, and where you are now, and make sure that everything's in alignment so that we can get you there. And that's it. That's where we start. We can't just predict what the best strategy should be until we take stock of everything in the first place.
Yeah, you kind of have to start at ground zero, I guess, in order to build on that. What
Yeah.
size companies are you looking to support? Or do you specialize in any particular size, or pretty much anybody?
Well, companies up to about $10 million, that kind of, that value. Larger than that, then you probably need, to bring in CFO and things like that, which I do have connections with, obviously. But yes, small businesses anywhere from 1 million up to 10 million, and it doesn't really matter what industry they're in either, So, because as I say, it all comes down to the human being at the helm and making sure that they've got everything straight in their mind, and they're able to let go of the business a bit in order to step away from the day-to-day running, not to be on the tools doing the work, but to step back and work on the business, as they say, as opposed to working in it.
Yes, yeah, no, very good, and it makes a lot of sense. How long have you been coaching businesses?
I've been coaching businesses on and off, unofficially, for probably about 5 years. Basically, I have a digital agency, and I've been doing pay-per-click advertising, building websites and search engine optimization, and then things like drip campaigns and things like that for businesses. And owners would ask me, have you got any other ideas to help us grow the business? And so I was basically coaching them then.
Mm.
It's probably 18 months, 2 years before I actually recently just dedicated myself to coaching. I enjoy it
Yeah.
more anyway.
Yeah, well, look, I mean, I think a lot of that of what you were already doing goes hand in hand, right? So when you can help
Yeah,
companies market, grow their brand, grow the business, gives more options to kind of taking that next step.
yeah.
So how long have you been in Frederick?
Oh, 8 years, just 8 years and 1 month, roughly.
Well, happy 8 year, 1 month anniversary. What do you love about the area?
Oh, I actually love the town. I love Frederick. It's a great little, they call it a city, but from England it will be a town as far as I'm concerned. But it's
Yeah,
a really nice town with a lot of character and history, and
yeah.
um, and I like the community, the people here too. They're very friendly, and yeah, I enjoy it very much. There's lots of nice restaurants and things to do, so
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
Yeah, excellent. How can people reach out to you if they want to learn more about what options you have for coaching?
Well, they can contact me through my website or my email address, which is Frankie with an IE at levelupbusinesscoach.com.
Okay.
Levelupbusinesscoach.com. If that's too much to write down, then my name is Frankie Barwell. So you can contact me at frankie@barwell.net.
We'll make sure all of that is up on screen for people. If there was
Great.
one thing you'd want people to know about you and your coaching, what would that be?
Um, that's a good question, actually. Well, basically, I focus on profit, um, helping businesses grow their profits without spending any extra money on marketing or advertising. That's it. There's a lot of opportunities within businesses to make more money that goes into their pockets without having to go out and spend more money on advertising. So basically, if it was a boat and you wanted to sail out to the middle of a lake, fix the holes before before you go out there, and so that you're stopping it sinking before you get there.
Yeah, that's a great point, too. Sometimes fixing the things from within first
Mm,
allows the money you do invest maybe in marketing to make you more money in the end, right? So you've got everything
yeah,
streamlined, the insides are fixed. That way, anything you're doing is bringing you even more profit in the end. Have you
absolutely.
worked on a lot of clients so far? Or how many can you do at a time?
That's a good point, actually. One-to-one clients, there's a finite amount, probably about a dozen, before it gets overwhelming. So we tend to then focus on group coaching instead. So we'll have people working in groups and online. Um, and I find that works really well because they share ideas and they interact with each other. And so it's not just me giving the answers. And I find a lot of the time they work out answers and strategies themselves. And so
Mm,
the group coaching is a great way to go. And of course, I can help more people
yeah.
at a time.
Yeah, technology is great for that. Do you have any group coaching or coming up, or right now it's all kind of one on one?
At the moment, it's one-on-one, but I'm going to be running some more of the free workshops that I've been holding at the Chamber of Commerce in Frederick. So I'm going to be running those, and that generates a lot of interest, and they're being received really well, I'm happy to say. So what I'm doing is I'm taking names, and I'm going to be offering group coaching to those people further
Nice.
down the line. Yeah.
Excellent. Well, when you offer some of those that are open to the public, let us know and we'll share it with our audience. Frankie, we appreciate you taking your time out of your day today to
Thank you.
talk to our viewers. And I know we'll see you very soon.
Thank you. I appreciate you taking the time too, Danny, and best of luck with the show.
All right. Want to thank Frankie for that. Getting hungry yet? Danny, and I recently had dinner at Sushi Nomu, and I've got to tell you, it was absolutely unbelievable. The decor, phenomenal. The food, just amazing. I had the best miso soup I've ever had. The sushi was so fresh and delicious, and it was actually a feast for the eyes. The presentation was stunning, and the service was impeccable. The sushi, fresh, the sashimi, the best I've ever had. I can't say enough great things about it. If you're looking for a great place, maybe to go on a date, or maybe just to try something new, it's affordable, it is beautiful, and you will not be disappointed, I promise. Sushi Nomu at sushinomu.com or 4969 Westview Drive, just beyond the Dunkin' Donuts. Well, that is making me hungry for sure. All right, let's move on to People of Frederick. This segment of People of Frederick is sponsored by Pulling for Veterans. The final flea market of this year is Sunday, September 29th. Get your space for just $30. Email outreach@pullingforveterans.org. Oh, it's going to be a great day there. If you haven't been, you got to go. There were a ton of vendors last time in July. Mama Cone and I stopped by. I saw Tara Flannery picked up a really cute purse. I missed it. They were there right before us though. So anyway, lots of great vendors, food trucks, a playground for the kids to play in. It's located right off 144 next to the entrance of Tree Trekkers. If you haven't been, it's called The Farm. It's the AmVets Farm. It is their property that they do lots of events. Huge covered pavilion. And a great opportunity not only to help raise money for Pulling for Veterans, but to pick up some good stuff. And we love that. Salyer McLaughlin heard a story about some rebel rousers in Frederick's past and wanted to make a movie about it. You've probably seen the call out on social media for extras, or seen some of our streets shut down for the shoots. They've shot at FSK Hotel. They've shot at the Asbury United Methodist Church. And there's more coming. Here's Salyer to talk about Boomtown. We're taking a look back on an interview we did in April. I am here with Salyer McLaughlin. You are taking on a project about Frederick's history. Mm-hmm. Let's step back just a little bit and lead up to this project. Where did you start? And I mean, we don't have to go back to birth, but certainly, how did we get here with Frederick?
Well, I was about 20 years old, and I was living in Los Angeles. I had just gotten there. I was going to night school. I was going to UCLA Film School, and I got my first job with Warren Miller Ski Films, and I learned 16 millimeter photography and editing. We were cutting the old reels, and we would splice them together for dissolves. Yeah. And then soon after that, I got a job with Body Glove International as the creative director there, and then started developing television commercials and teamed up with a couple other guys. We started a production company called West End Productions. We were based in Manhattan Beach and then Santa Monica, and then up in Westwood. And we were doing a lot of fashion videos and commercials, and just developed a real interest in producing. And I was working with my partner, who was a pretty good director, who was a better photographer than I was. So he was directing, I was producing. And then I learned after a few years that really, the more creative one on the set is your directors, and that's what I wanted to do,
Right.
more than the actual administration of the project.
So yeah, the producer is kind of the money person, right? Or the handles the finance and the business end.
handles all of the logistics,
Yeah.
more the logistics in terms of
Yeah,
the
that's not
actual
fun.
production. Whereas the
Or creative.
the director handles more of the on-set,
Yeah.
the talent,
The vision, right?
the vision,
Yeah.
the vision,
Yeah.
and if they can get involved in the edit, that always helps. And
Mm.
certainly, if you can write it and direct it and cut it yourself, you're going to have a better project
Right.
ultimately. So
Yeah.
I learned all of that, early on. So as a result, I've been able to fortunate enough to have some good projects where I've been allowed to, 100% totally create, write, direct, and edit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So this project, is this your brainchild, or is this a consortium of people who came together that wanted to do this?
I had the opportunity to recently produce a few other documentaries, one for Colonial Jewelers
Okay.
to celebrate their 75th anniversary
Right.
in business, the longest running business in downtown Frederick. And in doing so, was able to do a lot of research on what happened to the downtown in the 60s and 70s. And that was quite successful. Everybody seemed happy with that. And the night of the premiere at the Weinberg, Rick Weldon was emceeing that, and Rick and I had not had a chance really to spend much time together since he took over the chamber. And he gave us a really nice introduction. And I called him the next day and I said, Rick, I'm really wanting to do a film about Frederick. Can you help me generate the support in the community? He at the time, and still is, part of this bagel group, which is Laura Fritz from the county, and Kara from Downtown Frederick Partnership, and Richard Griffith from DED. There's 5 of them, and Dave Zadelis from tourism.
Yeah.
So he had this group together, and I felt like if I could get Rick's commitment, that he could get the commitment of the bagel group behind it.
Yeah.
And so at the same time, I had been reading this book called From the Brink to Brilliant, which is Kate McDermott's book that Don Linton commissioned her to write. And after reading that, and I'd read several books. I'd read Ron's books and George Delaplane's books in connection with the piece I did for Colonial Jewelers. There's this fascinating history that took place in the 70s. And I felt like From the Brink to Brilliant really encapsulated like the most interesting parts of Frederick's history in a pretty short, it's a 120-page book.
Yeah.
And so I went to, Rick and I went to Don Linton and met with Don Linton and said, we want to option your book. Basically, we want to protect the rights to the book. We want to make a film about it. And Don and Kate agreed, and we signed an agreement with them.
So that's where we are at this point, right? So you
Yeah.
guys have kind of, obviously you have the book and you've got kind of the story, but it's now at the point, at what point? Where are we?
Well, we've raised a good amount of money from the Osherman Foundation and from the Delaplane Foundation and from the City of Frederick's Department of Economic Development, from tourism, and a handful of other sponsors. We have a fundraiser coming up on the 18th of April,
Okay.
where we hope to gain a lot of financial support. We're going to be premiering a trailer that we've produced, a 2-minute trailer,
Okay.
that will give those who attend, a good idea of what this film's going to be about. But
Yeah. So this event on the 18th is for people who are interested in investing in this film.
Correct.
And kind of seeing the first look at what's been done.
Right. The style of it,
Yeah.
and the story itself, like what.
Right.
Yeah,
Where
there's a lot
how
of
it's how it's headed.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah.
So where are you in the, just guessing, let's just say the event on the 18th is super successful. Do you feel like it can be, the final funding can come from that event, or do you feel like you guys have kind of a plan over the next 6, 9, 12 months to finalize all of that?
I think as soon as we have this fundraiser on the 18th, the word's going to get out that it's a substantial project that could really do a great benefit to the city of Frederick, because it's not a typical documentary. We call ours a docu-film, but it's really more of a film. It's really a movie with real characters and real recreations and real reenactments. And the first part one of the two-part series is set in the 70s, and it is from the point of view of a couple of newspaper reporters and photographers. And
wow.
In particular, one, Amos Brown, who was the first black photographer hired by the News Post, became chief of photography soon after joining the company. And he had an interesting perspective on it as the one who was in charge of all the photography that took place the day of the flood.
Okay.
There's also another a reporter there, Neil Sandler, who's been helping consult on the film, who will be a part of it, as will Ed Waters and Susie McNichols and Darlene Wiles and some of these reporters and photographers that worked for the paper back in the late 60s, early 70s, up to about right after the flood, 1977, which I believe was a time period in Frederick's history, especially when it comes to the downtown, when the vision was really set for what we're experiencing today. And
when in 1977 did that flood happen?
It happened in 1976 on
76. Okay.
October 9th.
I moved up here in 1977, so I was trying to think, I don't remember that. So in 76, the town flooded, and then...
Well, what happened was the town was already, because of a lot of volunteerism and this group of rebels, this group that really went up against the old guard here in Frederick with new ideas. So this vision actually was percolating back in the late 60s. George Delaplane, what he did with the newspaper, how they were able to save the post office and the county courthouse from leaving town. These groups decided to stay. George Delaplane was a big part of that. But so there was already this revolution that was happening in terms of how we're going to keep our downtown intact.
Yeah.
And then the Great Flood hit in 76. And it was because of that momentum that had already sort of gained ground. The flood didn't kill us. And because of Ron Young's vision for this Carroll Creek revitalization and the flood plan, and he was able to raise the $36 million that it took, that vision to create this outdoor entertainment center for the city, much like the San Antonio Riverwalk, which is where that was inspired by. They were able to make up the ground that they had lost with the flood, and actually use it to their benefit to then get to the full support of the county, state, and to get behind the flood project.
Great.
Yeah.
How can people of Frederick, just typical everyday people watching this, how can they support this project?
Well, they could come and spend $45 and buy a ticket to the premiere of the trailer.
Okay.
And they could go to our webpage and they can donate money. It's tax deductible.
Okay.
All the funds are running through our foundation, Big Blue Foundation, which is a 501c3. So
Excellent.
For companies and individuals who are looking for a tax write-off, it's a good way to do it. Yeah, this is going to require a good amount of energy, a lot of resources, and a good amount of money to complete because this, again, is a film. You know, it's a film that's going to be shown theatrically. We have limited release with the Warehouse Cinemas, so they've agreed to run it, as well as all of our trailers.
Yeah.
And this will run in film festivals across the state of Maryland, Virginia, and Delaware, and then maybe nationally.
Awesome.
So it's going to run mostly theatrically, and then it will be also presented to Maryland Public Television once it's finished. Yeah.
What is your hope to start actual production?
Well, we already have.
Okay.
Last Monday we started in Baltimore at the Baltimore Museum of Industry, which is an interesting museum, and part of that museum is a perfectly recreated print shop from the 1970s. So because one of our central characters is George Delaplane, and the newspaper is certainly a big part of the story of Frederick. We chose this location to shoot our first scenes, which make up the majority of the trailer that we produce. So we've already had our first day of production. We casted George Delaplane, who looks a lot like him when he was 40 years old. But we'll be casting Ron Young and Don Linton and Peggy Pilgrim and some of these other legends that were part of the downtown scene back in the early 70s.
Are you guys still looking for extras? That's what people are going to ask me if they want to be in the film.
Oh yeah, so we're going to do a couple interesting recreations.
And I think this for people, I grew up here, been here since 1977, moved away and came back, but I've never even heard this history. So I think for people who are not Chris Hall, who's a great friend of mine and historian in Frederick, I think that this is an eye-opener. That, Frederick's history is long. I mean, we hear about it, the Civil War and all of that, but really to see it on the screen, I think is really going to be powerful and exciting.
Well, Chris is certainly, he's probably done more than anybody to raise people's awareness of the history of Frederick, and that goes back to 1745.
Yeah.
But what people haven't seen as much of is more their contemporary history, which is what our film deals with. So from 1945 on.
Yeah.
And there was this period of time in the late 70s, late 60s, early 70s, where the vision was set by this group of rebels.
I love that.
Who really are responsible for, what the town has really become in 2024. And people don't really know how that happened.
No. I can guarantee you, even those of us who live here probably don't.
And it's
even
fascinating
know much
because there's a lot of people who live here. Our history books tell us, there were these rebels that that the Frederictonians are fascinated by. Barbara Fritchie and even Daniel Delaney, who founded Frederick, was somewhat of a rebel. He rebelled. He rebelled the British Crown and came to Ireland. Came from Ireland here. So our roots are Celtic roots, which I don't think a lot of people know. But I mean, there's this kind of rebel spirit which has made Frederick what it is and why it's developed the way it has. And the Fort Detrick complex was interesting. That brought in a whole new group of people from around the world that wanted more interesting art and more interesting entertainment. And that was a big part of the growth of downtown Frederick. So there are these pieces, why are there so many artists here, musicians? What is it that originally attracted them? But I think it's this rebel spirit that has a lot to do with it.
Yeah.
Frederick was not happy with the norms of the day. They were always seemed to be pushing the boundaries a bit.
Well, that's great, because there's those of us where the status quo is no go. So I think I fit right in with the rebels of the bagel group. I love it. All right, so the big stuff, you guys need to buy a ticket for April 18th, Boomtown, the trailer premiere at Warehouse Cinemas. Buy, support, donate. Let's get this movie made and show the world why we love Frederick. And that's, I think it's great.
Yeah.
One thing you want everybody to know about this project for you.
Well, it wasn't the money. It wasn't the money that created this boom in Frederick. It was a renaissance in art that took place, a renaissance in creativity, and that's what the movie is mostly about.
Well, I love the foresight and the visionary, just really what people had so long ago, and I hope that continues. That's why I love this town so much, why I came back after so long, and it's for people like you, Salyer, McLaughlin. Boomtown, April 18th.
Yep, yeah, awesome. And the film will be ready in the late fall of this year.
Let's see if I can get a role. We'll see you guys next time.
All right. I meant to cut all that out with the April 18th premiere and all of that, but you can still give money and support what they're doing for Boomtown. And check it out online. And they have all the options for you to donate directly. Maybe your company wants to get involved. And of course, they have email addresses to contact if you want to be in the film. They're always looking for people, especially those who already have kind of some of the clothing from the 70s or the 40s. I'm not sure what else they'll be doing. But if you reach out to Rhonda McLaughlin, that is Salyer's wife, she'll be able to steer you in the right direction. All right, one more quick break. Then we're back with Patty Hurwitz to talk about the Pink Ribbon 5K and the Gala and all the stuff that they're doing to help Frederick be kind of one of the #1 cancer treatment places in the state, which I love. All right, all of that right after this.
Cosmec Healing handcrafted small batch tinctures and transdermal salves, double third-party tested for quality you can trust. If you've got pain, headaches, or anxiety, our products are here to help you find relief. Patient over profits mindset, 'cause we're patients too. CosmecHealing.com.
Dream Free Art, Frederick's first and only splatter room. New location, new beginner-friendly artful shenanigans for all ages. Come fling paint and make a masterpiece in Dream Free Art's splatter room, or join us for a fun and unique art experience. Book your next birthday party, corporate event, date night, or family outing at dreamfreeart.com to unleash your inner artist today. Dream Free Art. Free your creativity.
A&S Construction, a local and award-winning woman and minority-owned business, and they're right here in Frederick. They specialize in roofing and siding. Will also take care of your windows, patios, and decks. And I got that mesh on top of my gutters. And I'll have to say, no shade on some of those national chains, but this was much more affordable. And Sandra's team installed it within a week of me asking if we could go ahead and do it. So this way, my husband doesn't have to worry about trying to unclog all of our gutters every season. Call A&S Construction at 301-703-2157. You can email info@ansconstruction.net, or of course visit them online, ansconstruction.net. Don't forget, Sandra has passed along that $750 off any roof or siding replacement, or $50 off any roof repairs to all Good Morning Frederick viewers. Yes, we want to thank her so much. She's phenomenal. All right, this portion of Good Morning Frederick is sponsored by the Great Frederick Fair, of course, going on now through the 21st. Get out to the Great Frederick Fair. Get all your details at thegreatfrederickfair.com. All right, Patty Hurwitz turned a health crisis into a cause. Over the past 25 years, the Hurwitz Breast Cancer Fund has raised millions and vowed to continue to make Frederick one of the best cancer treatment cities outside of Baltimore. Here is Patty Hurwitz.
At 401 North Market Street, the home of everything, Frederick, and I am with Patty Hurwitz. How are you?
I'm great. How are you, Danny?
I'm really well, thank
Good.
you. I know. You got upset because you didn't realize this was video.
Oh, it's okay.
But you look
it's
wonderful.
Fine. Thank you.
We are coming up on a pretty big monumental year for you.
We are, yes.
25 years ago, you were diagnosed with breast cancer.
Right.
And you started raising money for our community to get better cancer screenings for women.
Better technologies, yeah. Treatment, screenings, treatments, we've done it all.
I mean, you guys have made a humongous impact, because how much have you raised in 25 years? Do you know?
We've raised over $3.5 million. And the neat thing is that every penny of it has stayed right here in Frederick County. It hasn't gone to some other place.
Right. It's not some big national organization.
Right.
It is the Patty Hurwitz
It's
Fund.
Hurwitz, the Hurwitz Breast Cancer Fund.
Hurwitz Breast Cancer Fund.
And the other exciting thing is that we don't have any administrative costs. So, you know, when you give to some of those organizations, 40% goes to this or that, but we keep our expenses low. We have special grants to handle those expenses. So when you give to our fund, 100% of it goes to direct patient care.
Which is unbelievable, really, because that's
cool.
a big undertaking too, right?
Yeah.
To make
Yeah.
sure that those costs aren't,
Right.
taken up by those donations. You do a couple of events a year.
We do.
You do the Hurwitz 5K,
And
Pink
that
Ribbon
is
5K.
Pink Ribbon
It's
5K.
coming up September 29th. in
Yeah.
2 weeks.
Too.
Little bit, yeah, little
Yeah.
bit. It's not too late to register.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, and that's at Hood College.
at
It
Hood
starts and
College.
finishes at Hood College. How long has that been going? The whole 25 years too?
No, I think we're on our 17th year of
Okay.
that. We started the Gala right away.
Right.
And that was sort of our thought. We thought that's how we maybe could raise some money.
Yeah.
And then we added the 5K a few years later.
Yeah. So 25th annual gala, and that is when?
That is Saturday, October 12th. It's at Hood College in
Okay.
Koblenz Hall.
All right. And I don't think our tickets are not available for
Yes,
that.
they are.
They
Oh,
are.
yes,
they are available.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. You can go online at pinkribbonfrederick.org and
Okay.
go under events, and you can purchase online.
Yeah. And so tell me, kind of explain how the gala goes.
Well, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And this one's going to be special
Yes.
because it's the 25th, and that's why we're doing it at Hood, because it's a much bigger venue. It's a beautiful venue. We're going to have a live band, silent auction, really good food,
Yeah.
and just a lot of fun. Diamonds in Champagne contest.
Oh, I love those. Yeah. Those are a lot of fun. And if you're not aware, if you didn't recognize the name, Patty, her husband, well now her daughter, Sarah Hurwitz Roby, run Colonial Jewelers, own
right.
Colonial Jewelers for generations. I learned so
Sarah's
much
fourth.
when I went and interviewed
Yeah,
Sarah, and that
yeah.
upstairs with all the newspaper on the very,
fun?
very neat.
Yeah.
What a
Yeah.
great story.
A lot of
the
history.
Hurwitz family.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
What is your hope for the next 25 years for the Pink Ribbon 5K, the Hurwitz Breast Cancer Fund? What do you hope to happen?
Well, you know, the exciting thing, Danny, is that we feel like we've always been able to be on top of the newest, best, latest, greatest technology in so many ways. So when we started out 25 years ago, that was improving mammograms and going to digital mammograms, and you know, a lot of those things that sometimes we could get them before Hopkins because it didn't have to go through all the red tape. You know, they would just say, hey, we would like to have this, and we would say, okay. Why not?
Easy done.
Yeah.
Easy done.
And so what's exciting now is that, as you know, everything is evolving, technology is evolving, science is evolving, and so some of the things we're working on right now are so exciting to me. Genetics, clinical trials, precision medicine, so that we can more target the tumors and know exactly how to treat them.
Yeah.
And so that's all right here in Frederick now. We have, because of our fund and the things that we are funding at Frederick Health, we now have 8 clinical trials going on right in Frederick.
Gosh.
Yeah.
That's
and
amazing.
Just other really exciting things. We're going to be able to identify high-risk patients through the genetics and through other avenues, and then we're going to be able to do better screening.
Yeah.
So there's now this blood test. It's called the Grail. It's a brand new. It's coming to Frederick.
Wow.
It's a blood test that will pick up little tumor markers in your blood. So there's nothing invasive about that.
No big deal. You just get. That is unbelievable.
Yeah. That's very, very new technology. It's just starting, and we're starting kind of a pilot program here in Frederick to fund that.
So you work with the local hospital, Frederick Health, and do they kind of come to you and say, this is on the horizon and we need some help? Or
yeah, that's how it works.
Well, look, I mean, I think, first of all, congratulations on 25 years of being cancer-free.
Yes.
And doing well, and just spend time with your grandkids.
Yes.
And that's wonderful. And it's because of the technology years before that helped you to get where you are.
Right.
And now you are helping the future of women and men who get breast cancer by bringing this technology and this science to Frederick.
To Frederick. Because when I was diagnosed 25 years ago, there was no breast center.
No.
There was no program. We drove down the road to Baltimore, you know, for all my treatments and everything. And
that's just hard.
I mean, I was only 44, and I had kids at home.
Yep.
And it was very hard. And you know, Jeff and I said, let's do something so that people don't have to do that. They don't have to leave their homes and their families. and they could stay right here in Frederick and get state-of-the-art care.
And what a gift you've given out of that, I'm sure, scary time, being so young, and again, having young kids, and yet you still had the thought to come out of it and say, you know what, I can help other people.
But isn't that how we get through trauma?
I hope so,
That's how we get through things,
Yeah.
you know? We have to make something good of it.
Yes, well, you certainly have. 25 years later, $3 million. $3.5 million. And you are still going, and I love it. And the fact that you've been able to bring this stuff to Frederick locally so people don't have to travel down the road is just a blessing. And we are so appreciative. Sign up for the Pink Ribbon 5K. You still have a couple weeks left.
Yes, you can sign up until the day.
Up until the day. And then the Gala, the Pink Ribbon Gala is coming up, the 25th year. Go celebrate. Have a great time. Be a part of the solution here in Frederick. We thank you so much. We don't know what we would do without you.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, it was a blessing. All right, we'll see you guys next time.
All right, I want to thank Patty Hurwitz. Ash and I will be at the gala. Got my tickets. Hope to see you there. All right, coming up tomorrow, I meet Edwin and Nicole Endara. Nicole is the daughter of Edwin, and she is pleading to help find a kidney for her dad. And we get their story, and it may even be a two-parter. Gary Bennett is here from the FSK Lions Club, inviting dog owners to Canines on the Creek as well tomorrow. Please tell a friend about Good Morning Frederick. Have an amazing day. Have a fun time if you head to the fair. Get out there and let's be great, Frederick.